This is Legends Territory. Scotty Braun, AJ Pierzynski, and thank you to our MLB Players Alumni Association fam for setting up the best former player conversations. Check out baseballalumni.com for more info on your favorite players. Quick reminder, if you're watching on YouTube, this is also in podcast form on Apple and Spotify. And now let's bring in this week's legend. 21 years in the bigs, 14-time All-Star, 13-time Gold Glover, 7-time Silver Slugger winner, former NLCS MVP, also a former American League MVP in 1999, the Hall of Famer, Pudge Rodríguez, joining us right now on Legends Territory. Pudge, how you doing? How's life?
Thank you for having me. Everything is great and very nice to be this morning with all of you.
Pudge, is that all the awards you want, or did we miss any? Because I think Scott ran out of air listing them all for like 3 minutes.
Well, he's missing a few things, but it's more than plenty.
Which one are you most proud of?
Well, as a player, when you win a World Series, obviously that's a really good good award. Obviously, it's a team effort. Obviously, starting spring training and basically play for 8 months, pretty much, it's a grind season, 162 games, plus the playoffs, spring training, all that stuff. But I think World Series, when you get that trophy and raise it up to the sky, I think it's a good feeling. But I'm very happy to all the awards that I have and my career, the MVP, Gold Globes, and all that. But when you win a World Series, it's special.
Who do you thank for the World Series? Do you thank Miguel Cabrera? Do you thank Jeff Conine for making the throw? Do you thank JT Snow for not hitting you hard enough? Or do you thank Steve Bartman at the end? Or maybe Alex Gonzalez for goading that double play ball?
I think I start with Alex Gonzalez. Thanks him for that ground ball that went between his leg. I think the fan wasn't that into my opinions, because fans always that's the first reaction. But I think if you think about it, really couple of plays later, that's when the error from Alex Gonzalez happened, and then that's where we opened the rally up. But I think the Conine throw when we eliminating the Giants, Miguel Cabrera after the home run, after Clement threw it in his face, hit a home run the other way. I think it was meant to be because we was the underdog that year. Nobody expecting us to win the World Series, so we played relaxed pretty much. We didn't play. We do our best, but basically we all in the club was relaxed. Every day we play in the playoff, and to be honest, I think that's the reason that we win the whole thing.
I forgot Josh Beckett too, by the way. I forgot you were putting down fingers for Josh Beckett, who was just filthy that postseason.
And Josh Beckett, in his prime. Basically, I don't think he was in his prime yet. I think later on when he went to Boston, that's where he started to become the pitcher, basically that we saw. But in with the Marlins in 03, he was still in Nashville. He was still a great pitcher, but he was still learning how to pitch. And I got him in 2000 and during that year in 2003. And basically, what I teach him, the only thing I changed with him was that I want him to pitch more inside. He didn't pitch inside enough the year before. And basically, as a catcher, AJ, when you establish the inside part of the plate in the game, basically pitches down away, sliders down away, or low and away, you're gonna get a lot of ground balls or strikeouts. And basically, that's what I did with all that starting pitchers and the whole staff. I make them show in and pitch in and make sure the pitchers own the inside part of the plate. But basically, all my outs and all the grounders that I was looking for was down the way.
What was the theme of that team as a clubhouse? It's weird because, of course, the Marlins won those 2 World Series in, what was it, a 6-year span, but then the teams disappeared in 5 seconds. So, we've spoken to plenty of legends about, famous clubhouses, guys that stood out, or, a whole clubhouse kind of getting together with one goal in mind. What do you think was a theme? Because you played for so many different teams and had so many different personalities.
Well, the Marlins won in '97, and we won in 2003. And basically, same thing happens to our team. After we win in '03, boom, everything, all the players went to different teams. I don't know why they did that on the Marlins. We expecting all of us to come back the following year, and I think if the Marlins organization decide to do that year, we probably double up maybe the World Series because we have a really really good team. But again, that's basically baseball. But I think it's all overall as a team when you start in spring training, when you start working out things in spring training that you need to work on. I think everything starts spring training. We start with Jeff Torbor as a manager, and then after the couple of months, 3 months, we get Jack McKeon on, and what Jack McKeon brought to the team was something different. Obviously, good chemistry, a manager that was walking around the clubhouse on the bench. Obviously, the only bad thing that he has at the time, he was having this huge cigar smoking it in the clubhouse, and all this smoke in the clubhouse was all over the place. But at the same time, that was something that we need at the time. We need a manager that knows uh, all these situations. He was a winner before, and basically, I think that was pretty much everything. We have a really bad first half of the season. We finished 10 games under in the first half. Then the second half, we came in. We did a team meeting, and after that team meeting, we start play the game that we we work in spring training to do. So the pitchers start to did a good job. All the starting pitchers getting healthy. Then we bring some guys from the trade, like Jeff, Ugi Urbina, Chuck Fox. All those guys came in into the team and make the team more stronger that year.
Pudge, I know why you didn't come back to the Marlins, because you signed a big fat deal with the Tigers and they weren't going to match it. That's why you left. I don't know about the rest of those guys, but you were like, oh, Mike Ilitch on line one. Yeah. Oh, you want 4 years, 40? Oh, okay. See you later, Marlins. I'm going to Detroit and help rebuild that team. Oh, you brought Miguel Cabrera over. You brought that whole guys. You ended up in the World Series a couple years later. So that's why you left the Marlins. I can't speak for the rest of them, but good job.
well, it's true, AJ. Obviously, when I make that decision, even my family, fans, a lot of people around me told me, "Are you crazy that you going to the Tigers after you win that year in '03, and that's the team that lost 116 plus games that year?" And I say, "Yeah, that's what I'm going." And I think the reason that I did that, AJ, I don't know if you know, but if you don't know, I will tell the story. That's why I make a decision. So, Scott Boras was my agent at the time, and I was having few other offers uh, in the market, but obviously, Dave Dombrowski gave us a call. I was on the call, and he was explaining to me the reason he brought me in first, and the reason was that he told me then that he wants to rebuild the whole Tiger organization uh, completely, and he promised me that he's going to bring more players into the ball club, and he told me straight out that in 2 years you're gonna be in the World Series again, and basically, my God, that's what he did. He brought Miguel Cabrera, trade Miguel Cabrera. Obviously, we call a very good pitcher that we all know today in Justin Verlander, eh, Plácido Polanco, Carlos Guillén, all those guys. He brought all those guys in, guys that was already established in the game as a superstar, and we start to bring you know, all these players that we need on the field and on the pitching staff and in the bullpen. And 2 years later, we win the World Series. But let me tell you, AJ, when I played there for 5 years was one of my best 5 years that I played there. The fans are very loyal, very good fans, always come to the park. I was very happy and proud to wear that English D in my chest for 5 years. And obviously, I had to drive almost 40 minutes to my house every day because I live in Bloomfield at the time. But every time you come to the ballpark, it's a different. The atmosphere was super cool, super nice, fans there, and when you play, it's a good feeling play there in Detroit.
What did Scott Boras say to you? Because I know you talked about the conversation you had with Dave Dombrowski. Was Scott's conversation more simpler? Like, hey, dude, it's a really good offer.
Man, Scott Boras convinced everybody to be to be honest with you. The way that he's playing it, the way he talked makes a lot of sense. And basically, he did because I play in another World Series. We built that team. We rebuilt that team. I am very humble to tell you guys that I was the first one coming in 2004, and then the team become a winning team after that. It took us maybe a year or two, but after 2 years when we win the World Series, if you guys see the numbers by season after 2003, the Tigers become a playoff team every year, and basically I feel very very happy for that because, to be honest, it was a tough decision going to Detroit after win with the Marlins and other offers. There was great team as well, but I made the decision there, and I not regret it. I was very happy there, and basically that's why he said, look, I want you to go to Detroit because they're going to build a team around you, and that's what you're looking for, and that's what you want. You wanted to take care, and you want to be a leader. That's the team that you wanted to be. And basically he told me that the Tigers give me that opportunity to become, you know, the guy to talk to the players and run the pitching staff, and I'm very proud to say that I did a good job doing those 5 years there.
Pudge, Miggy was there. Miggy was traded for you there. Obviously, I was in the AL Central. We played against you guys a bazillion times, right? I mean, that was always Tigers. We had some battles, whatever, Verlander, you. Miggy, Iggy, and all the guys, you forgot Maglio. He's going to be mad at you, by the way. So make sure you apologize to Mags when you see him.
I'm sorry. Maglio, but it's okay. Maglio is in Venezuela.
Okay, perfect. But my question is, this is Miggy's last year. You were there. It was first year in 03, came up. Now 20 years later, this is his last year. Do you ever wish that you could have just stayed with the Tigers the rest of your career? Obviously, you bounced around. I bounced around. Or stayed with the Rangers your whole career, gone back to I know you did go back to the Rangers, but for me, like, you look at Miggy, he was a Marlin. People forget he was a Marlin. They just know him as a Tiger, right? And for me, you're a Texas Ranger. So are you a little jealous that Miggy got to have that ride?
Not really, because I played really 5 great years there. Obviously, you know how baseball is. That everybody pretty much, when you play this game, you are available all the time to go in the market and get players for you, and that's what happens to me. I got traded to the Yankees because at the time, they want to get some young players, and I was the right player at the time for the Yankees because it was going, fighting to the playoff. But Miguel, like you say, he plays a long time with the Marlins. I think, Miguel for me is going to be first ballot Hall of Famer when he retired this year, and in 5 years he's going to be there for sure. Uh, I think he's probably going to come in as a Tiger. But again, when you play with two organizations and you win a World Series in one of them and play that many years, uh, it's always nice. I think Miguel Cabrera's career is amazing. Uh, I know him since 18 years old, AJ. And when I saw him in spring training at the age of 18, 19, I knew since I saw him, this kid is going to be a superstar. The way he hits, the way he plays the position, and we gotta think about this too. The What Miguel Cabrera did in the beginning of the year, his career, it was really hard to do because he didn't have a position. He plays first base, he plays left field, he plays third base. So when we calling up uh, with the Marlin, we're calling up because uh, the third baseman got hurt, and so we call him up. Yeah, I forgot the name right now, but anyway, I'll remind me in a minute. Mike Lowe got hurt, and then when Mike Lowe got hurt, he started playing third base. So when Mike Lowe came back, he plays left field. He plays first base when uh, when uh, when he needs some day off. And so uh, to keep that offensive numbers the way he did, playing different positions, is amazing. And still in the Tiger, he's still doing the same, playing different positions. So the numbers are incredible when you have multiple triple crowns in your recipe. It's amazing because that's not easy. When you think about batting average, home runs and RBIs first in the same year, that's hard to do. It's the reason that I say that is because it's not the ability. You got to work hard before the game to keep that momentum going in the average and the home runs and the RBIs, and he did that pretty much his whole career. And again, I'm gonna finish saying he's the first ballot Hall of Fame after this year.
Do you feel like we're covering him enough in his final season?
I think
Like,
so
are you
because
seeing
I'm
him in the
looking at him.
spotlight enough?
Well, I like to see him speak a little more. He's shy, and I'm surprised because Miguel speak really good English. But again, that's me. That's the way Miguel Cabrera. That's the way Miguel Cabrera is. Obviously, he's a shy guy. He doesn't speak much, but I'm very happy the way that he's, the players and the teams receiving him. We just did uh I think was like a month ago, and I presented to him here at the ballpark. I'm in Arlington right now here for a week with the Rangers. So we did a nice ceremony for him here. We given a horse saddle to him. I don't know what he's gonna do with that. I don't know what he's going to do with that, but basically we just we just give him a nice ceremony before the game, and I'm very happy, and I'm happy, and as I want to say thank on behalf of him, I want to say thank to all the organizations that he's been playing, that they give him a final standing ovations or ceremonies before the game. He deserves it.
Professional equestrian, something like that. Maybe in the future.
I don't think he has a bunch of horses because he lives in Miami. I don't think he's riding horses.
I don't think he has. I don't think he has one. I don't know.
No. Yeah. I mean, he has enough money to buy one. He can buy one a whole, in Miami.
They could buy the whole slew of horses.
Horseback riding on the beach, and now he has his first saddle.
Well,
so
he has.
He's good to go.
He has plenty of space in Miami. He has horse country in South Miami. He has Wellington right there close to him, so he can do that.
All right, so let's go back to Texas then, and your playing days there. I want to start here. So you signed a big deal there, and it was revolving around rumors that you were going to be dealt for another very good catcher in Jorge Posada. So what do you remember from that time period, and what maybe can you share that you couldn't back then with, I would imagine, some drama going on?
Well, I play here from 91 to 2002, and again, I mentioned earlier that when you play this game, obviously they're gonna be teams calling to see if if they want to trade players, and in 2002 it happens to me because the Rangers at the time, they wanted to go in different directions. We have some couple of catchers in minor leagues that they're planning to bring it up, and that was the plan. And so, but yeah, I was in trade during that year to the Yankees for Jorge Posada, and also a very good left-handed pitcher in Andy Pettit. That was the trade that was going on, and basically I just leave it to the Rangers and to the agents. I've been wanted to put that in my head because I was playing, and I was a player that I was focused and concentrating my job. Things outside of my control, I just leave them to the guys that knows it. At the time was Scott Boras, but again, I finished the season. I went to free agent. I signed in another organization. Actually, ended up winning the World Series. We make the playoff 3 times here as the Rangers. I was here 3 times on the playoff, but unfortunately, we are playing first round with the Yankees, and the Yankees at the time was a team that nobody can beat, and we got eliminated really quickly in the first round with them. But at least I have a chance to play in 3 playoff with the Rangers, then move on and win in Florida.
What do you think those Rangers teams were missing to beat? I mean, obviously everyone was missing something to beat the Yankees, but you guys had all the hitters in the world back in the mid '90s. Think you should have brought back Nolan Ryan to maybe show some music to some of those Yankee guys?
Well, we have a good team. We have a good team, AJ. But my God, I mean, the Yankee has a better one. That's basically that's the answer. Obviously, when they have that caliber of pitching, you're talking about Mike Mussina and the Pettit, David Wells, all those guys at the time. There was one good pitcher after another one, and they shut us down. Obviously, we have one of the best lineup in the game at the time, but obviously when team has good pitching, obviously pitchers dominate, and that's basically what happens. They play well. They They do their little things, they do their little baseball the correct way, and that's how they beat us so quickly.
Pudge, you were 19 years old when you got called up to Texas. 19. People, I don't think people realize 19 years old. I mean, I was 21, and I can't even imagine being a starting catcher at 19 years old. You had Nolan Ryan. What was it like catching Nolan Ryan? And by the way, you still have the best helmet of all time, that little blue one you wore with like the no
Yeah.
bill on the back. Yeah, I mean that was back in the day. If you had one of those, you were like, all right, I'm pretty good.
Tell you what, I would love you to come to Puerto Rico and see my dad's museum. That helmet is there. that, that helmet is there. So when I got up in 19 years old, obviously I was basically nervous. Young kid, came from Tulsa, Double A. I played there for only a month. I didn't play Double A fully season, so I started my minor league career in Single A in Gastonia, and then the second year I was in Florida, Florida State League in Port Charlotte, and then I only play a month and a half in Tulsa, and they called me up uh, for 15 days because Gino Petrali got hurt, and they're supposed to bring me back down because they want Gino to continue catch. That never happens anymore. But when I got there, obviously I was nervous. 19 years old, first game in Chicago. I didn't expect it to be in the lineup. So when I walked into the clubhouse, I was in the lineup, 89, and catching Kevin Brown. My first guy was Kevin Brown at the time. And Kevin Brown, AJ, nasty sinker at the time, 98, 99 sink. We end up winning that ball game. And then the next day I catch Nolan Ryan. But the cool part about catching Nolan Ryan was then the next day I came in. We went to the meeting room with the pitching coach. His name is Tom House. He was the pitching coach at the time, and Nolan came in, and I was there. Bobby Valentine was there, and we start going through the report. And Nolan stopped the report, after the first hitter, and he looked at me and say, "Son, basically, what you need to do, I just want you to put fingers down. This is fastball, this is curveball, and this is changeup. Okay? And when you call fastball, you go in or you go out. And I'll throw it to you. And I throw it to you." And I'm like, "Okay, Mr. Ryan, no problem." So that day, he ended up pitching 6, 7 innings, 2 hits. He left the game winning, and then they tied the game at the end, and I got the game-winning base hit at the end in the ninth to win the ball game. So overall, was a great game. Was good for me, but the good thing was that when you have a pitcher like that to just say, "Look, I'll give you the green light to put the fingers down, and I'll throw it to you," and he pitched the way he pitched that night, I was very happy at that moment in my career.
Did Nolan call you Pudge?
Yes, they called me Pudge since day one when I was 16 years old. Was the name Pudge came right when I got there to spring training, and I don't know. I'm sure you guys know what Pudge means is short, stocky. So I was a very short guy, very very stocky, and then he's a coach, uh, Chino Cadajia. He's now with the Royals. He was the catcher's coach at the time, and he started to watching me throw, to second base with a good arm, and he said, "You know what? I'm gonna call you Pucci from for now on." So the name named Pudge stayed in the game into now. When I'm on the streets, I always introduce myself as an Iván Rodríguez, but everybody's keep looking at me, but they say, but but you Pudge, right? Say, no, yeah, I'm Pudge Rodríguez. Yeah, they got you. So everybody knows me now. Everybody knows me more for Pudge than my own name, Ivan.
Wait, hold on. So then who's the real Pudge? You or the everyone thinks that's a Mike Trout jersey behind Scott, but that's actually Carlton Fisk. The other way, Scott. So who's the real Pudge? Is it which? Because you're both in the Hall of Fame. It's
that's a great question. Obviously, I gotta say him. Obviously, he's older. He has the name. He got the nickname way before me. But obviously, in the baseball world, when they say Pudge, everybody knows there's Pudge Rodríguez, the catcher.
I like it.
I like it. Yeah, own that nickname.
Yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah, own that.
Yeah.
Be like, dude, I broke all your records. Guess what, Carlton? I'm Pudge. You're not Pudge.
Listen, look, it's right here, AJ. Look.
Yeah, there it is.
Yep. It's good marketing. It is. And I think there were a lot of catchers for a time period, or a lot of kids who were like, I got the same frame. I'm going to be like Pudge.
Oh yeah. Listen, one of my biggest things when I was growing up was he was the man, right? Mm-hmm. So I was being a catcher. You're like, damn, I want to be like him. And then I got to play against him, and I was like, I got no chance of being like him. He goes way better than me. He hits way better than me. And so, like, it's like one of those things where you see guys on TV, and you're like, oh, I can do that. And then you see him in real life, and you're like, I got no fucking chance.
No, that's not true. You're good. You have a great career as well, as you know, and what you did obviously is a little different than me, because obviously you're 6'3". You're taller than me.
That was my problem, Pudge. I was too tall. See, if I would have just been like 5'9" like you,
tall.
I was too tall. Yeah. If I would have been like 5'9", I would have been able to throw friggin' piss missiles to second base.
No, but to be honest with you, it makes a ton of sense. Obviously, my height helps me a lot because I was only 5'9", and for my knees and for my body, it was less impact than probably you or Sandy Alomar or all these tall guys that obviously behind the plate, great players, great catchers. But obviously one of the reasons that my career was so successful behind the plate was because my height.
So you could also bash homers, right? And there's an article that came out recently at over 300 homers about a potential Legends home run derby. Well, the reason I'm bringing this up, especially with someone like Pudge, is, Pudge, you know where the All-Star game is in 2024, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Pudge, I might answer this one for you.
My back. Here.
No, my back. You're going to be like, oh, my back.
There's already confirmed. There's already soft confirmations from Poppy, Tommy.
If I'm participating, this is the first thing I'm going to do. Ain't no chance. I can see anymore. No chance.
No way. If I call you, if I'm the commissioner, hey Pudge, we'd love to have you participate with the rest of the crew. You don't think you could throw a few over the wall?
Oh my God, I will be a great broadcaster. I'll be behind the microphone talking about everybody else.
We could put you behind the plate. You could be the catcher they have behind the plate. You could talk shit to all the hitters.
Well, if it's a net in front of me, good. But if it's not, I won't do it.
Okay. Who do you think's the favorite?
He'd be the favorite if we put Radke out there.
Tell you what.
If we put Radke out there,
yeah,
Pudge would be the winner.
Throw. You had 8 homers off him.
I tell you what, if Ken Griffey come and participate, he's going to win. The way that they hit batting practice at the World Baseball Classic, hit home runs all over the place, just give it to him. Or Ichiro. You know that, AJ. Ichiro.
Yeah.
He wins.
Yeah, but what about, so you have Pujols recently retired. He's probably going to do it. And then people have talked about maybe them asking Barry Bonds.
He won't do it.
No?
No way. Pudge knows he won't do it. He won't do it. But Barry won't do it.
No, I don't think so. I tell you, maybe the guys might do it, and well, those two might do it. Pujol probably can do it. If they call Rafael Palmeiro, which is he lives here, he might do it. He's still in great shape.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe Tori Hunter.
Yeah. Well, So the names that were in that Jason Stark article. David Ortiz. Yep. He said Ortiz, Griffey, Pujols, Tomey already basically said they would do it. And then what about A-Rod or McGuire?
I don't know. Nah. No, I don't know. No, I don't think so.
No.
Because you're not going you don't want to bring 30. You only need like 5. So we already said like 5 or 6 guys already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll broadcast it with you. We'll bring you.
It would be baseball. It would be baseball, softballs.
They're going to get those softballs that they bring. Remember those guys that used to bring around to the parks that could hit them in the upper deck, and you're like, with the softball, and you're like, how the hell are they doing this? And then you pick up one of the softballs and you bounce it, and it hits the ground, and it goes like 30 feet in the air. And you're like, man.
Because if it's softball, I may have a chance to hit
it. Celebrity softball game you're in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, well, we now that we are talking about the All-Star game, here I think it's gonna be beautiful. That's what I'm here this week. We're going to announce the All-Star game next year here, and people here are already excited. I mean, unbelievable, and especially that new ballpark there. I think AJ, you've been here before, right? You've been in the new stadium broadcasting, and it's beautiful. The facility inside is unbelievable. Obviously, it's not going to be 110 degrees like right now. It's going to be 70 degrees in a dome, and ballpark is beautiful. The aisles, the concession stand, it feels like you're walking in the mall around here. So it's going to be a lot going on, and especially this, the hotel that I'm staying, and this one, the brand new, which is going to be 900 rooms across the street over here. So it's going to be exciting. It's going to be great, and can't wait for next year's All-Star game here.
Best part of the new ballpark, Pudge? Air conditioning. Because you take the field in
70.
Arlington and it was 125 degrees on the scoreboard, and you're like, oh, it's 8 o'clock. Like, what the hell are we doing? And then, are they going to move the fences in for the home run derby? Because that's not exactly a hitter-friendly park.
Let me tell you a story about when I was playing here. I changed my game jersey 3 times during the game. I lost 5 or 6 pounds every game when I was playing here in 110 degrees. I love to play in the heat. That's where I'm from. I come from Puerto Rico, so for me was good. But play here at 70 degrees, no humidity inside. I mean, it's unbelievable. So every time I come and watch the game on the suite down in the field level, it's amazing how beautiful, how comfortable these players are playing in this field. So it's great to have a dome here now, especially in this era of baseball, having all these kids play at 70 degrees. For me, the careers are probably going to be way longer because playing that weather. So I'm very happy that we have this beautiful stadium here in Arlington.
Do you think if you played in the new stadium, the Globe Life, you could have caught 162? Didn't Jim Sundberg, didn't he catch 160 or 100? He was close, right? To 162.
Well,
he catch them all. You think you could have done it in the 70-degree air conditioning?
Well, I average 125 to 135 in the heat so you make the call. I think so. Maybe.
But do you think that they would have let you? That's even maybe because I was you were my hero because you caught every game, right? So I was always trying to play 120, 130 like you. Now, granted, when I first came up, I had the dome, so it was a little bit easier. But do you think they would have let you? Because I know there were times where I would catch like 10 in a row, and they'd be like, "Hey, you got to have a day off." I'm like, "But I don't want one." So could you have fought your way into the lineup?
Well, today's game is different because the analytics is so different today. Back in our days, we decide when we want a day off, and I think today's game, I don't think you decide when you want to have a day off. I think they give you the day off based on the analytics from the game or pitchers or whoever is pitching, better matchup against better matchups, things like that. But again, I'm not. I don't know how many games, to be honest, I can catch right now because I play in the old school era. You did as well, and we decide to pick the day off that we want. But right now, I don't think the players have that right to ask the manager, I need a day off. I think uh, obviously that's because the way the game is today. But if I don't know, if I'm playing right now and I have the mentality that I play in my days in the 90s, I'll be playing every day.
How did you not pass out all the time from that heat? Like, did you have like a ritual where you'd like dunk your head in water every few innings or something?
No, we have this cold water, the cold cooler thing with ice. And obviously, they put us. You're right. They put us some cold towels around. Drink a lot of water. Pedialytes, a lot of Pedialytes that I drink. Obviously, during the game, and basically that's about it. Obviously, we have a air conditioning behind the dugout that I always go there every 1 or 2 innings. I don't like to go every inning because I didn't like the feeling of the two different temperatures, they're like hot and cold going. But when I was feeling a little, you know, grind, maybe after a long inning, I'll go there for a few minutes and come back up.
We'll swing right back to Legends territory in a sec. Let's shout out our good friends that hook us up with the sweetest shades in the biz. Yes, Shady Rays, who we are excited to be partnered with for this run of Legends territory. Do you want world-class products without paying your ass off? These are your guys right here, okay? If you like what you're seeing right now, but you feel like you shouldn't be paying at ridiculous prices for polarized sunglasses that look good, that give you all of the style, all of the protection from the sun for your eyes. This is where you need to be looking. Plus, it's not just about how you look, but how you're treated, which is important here with FT and with LT and with everything that's a part of the Foul Territory group and the Legends Territory shows. Is if you have a problem like you lost or broke your shades, we don't need to have a whole talk show about it, okay? I like how AJ is really contributing here.
I'm just looking good in my Shady Rays. Oh, now that I took them off, I can contribute.
Thank you. Actually, I liked what you were doing. Just shaking your head, agreeing with everything I say, which is rare.
I'll go back to that.
But if you lose or break a pair, even on day one, they will send you a brand new pair, no questions asked. That is part of the lost and broken replacements plan. And also, Shady Rays has a great setup for receiving shades, and maybe you're not into them within the first 30 days. Cool. Return them. They'll get you something new, or they'll refund what you've got. So lots of ways to be taken care of by the best in the biz, Shady Rays. And we want to remind all of our watchers, listeners of Legends territory that you too can be like AJ Pierzynski. Exclusively for Legends territory watchers and listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal this season at shadyrays.com. Use the code FOUL, FOUL, for 50% off 2+ pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself. The shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. AJ, you nailed it. Back to Legends territory. Hey, so also something that's a little different from your playing days. Catchers have a unique challenge of how they are able to block the plate. And this year, yet again, it was focused on with actually the most famous moment coming from the Texas Rangers and Jonah Heim. And the entire world was confused about the rule. And then the next day, Heim hits a homer and does the replay review sign. So what did you think of that whole situation with the Rangers? And are we in an okay place for catchers right now? Because when we bring catchers onto the shows that we do, they're like, I don't really know what to do. I just hope I'm not in that exact situation because I'll probably be screwed.
Well, I like to see baseball the way that we play in our days. Obviously, that is a scoring position for me, and I think we are giving too much space to the runner to score. And if you can see a lot of slides, the runners are doing is from the right side of the batter's box and touch the home plate with the left hand. And for me, as a catcher, is way too far for me to go and tag that guy because my feet has to be in front of the plate. Basically, there is a lot of changes in the game to make the game faster. I know that technology is there, and they want the players to stay healthy and not getting hurt a lot. But for me, in my opinion, when you play at this level, you always wanted to play the game hard, and that's the way I still saying it. That's me. That's my opinion. I played 21 years in the big league, and they hit me a tons of times, and I still talking to you guys. Okay, so for me, again, sometimes we have to be careful how we say these things, but that's the way baseball is. But I think if they can do just this tweak a little bit more adjustment behind the plate, and when runners trying to score, I think it's gonna be a lot better.
Hey, listen, you and me both got run over a lot. I was all for it. That was like my favorite play. Dude's coming down third, you're getting the ball, and you're like, "Let's go, big boy. Let's go. Let's man up, and you're gonna run me over, and you're gonna be out because I'm gonna catch it and hold on." Just the 2003 JT Snow, right? And the NLDS. He didn't try to slide. Guess we Pudge. And then the moment when he's like, and basically like, "Fuck you, I got the ball." Which, listen, you had all the right to do it. Yep. I mean, the end of the series, you guys went on to win the World Series, but like that's exciting. That's what nobody remembers a guy sliding way over there and a catcher diving. Like, no, I want to see Hal McRae going to second and crushing dudes.
AJ, when I make that play, a home plate with JT Snow, I saw him after the game because we are leaving from the same tunnel to go out, right? So I was with my family. I got a little cut in this side of my face, and JT has his mouth all open up, and then I check his hands, and he told me that was a heck of a play, even though he has that cut. So that's part of baseball. What I'm saying is that's part of baseball. Baseball is a game that the heat of the game. When it's a play of the game, I try to knock you down so the ball goes in the ground, and your job is to absorb the impact and let it go, but keep the ball in your hands. And basically, that's what you gotta teach to those kids. That don't force yourself going forward. Just let the guy hit you, and then you just let it go in the ground yourself. But keep the ball in your hand. I think that's what would teach if they change that rule a little bit.
What about fights? Do you miss fights in baseball?
No, I have plenty.
Didn't we all? Didn't we all? Listen, you were the catcher though in one of the most famous fights of all time. So when Robin Ventura went out there, you didn't stop him. Were you like, go try and kick Nolan's ass? Because I know Nolan's going to kick your ass, and Nolan just took him and was like, "Hey, listen, little fella, I'm going to beat your ass."
I'm telling you, Robin did a big mistake doing that. Oh my God. Just charging the guy the race bulls, competing in bull riding things and all that stuff. So it was it was incredible. Obviously, that was waiting to happen because the series before in Chicago, he slid hard in second base and Nolan got mad. And, obviously, it happens here, and that's one of the fight that I think that's one of the history fights in baseball, the Ventura Nolan Ryan fight. But I will tell you what happens there. We came from Kansas City, and I got hit by a bat from Hubie Brooks, and I was having a surgery in this side of my face, and I have a piece of plastic here in my cheekbone. And 48 hours later, catching. I was catching because he wants me to be behind the plate. So I was having this surgery, and then the fight happens, and I was in the middle of everybody. Everybody was on top of me, and basically what I was doing is just cover this part of the face because I was having stitches and all that patching there, and I didn't want to get hit. But that was a cool part of it that I was there with that, and then I was right in the middle, underneath, and I was listening to Nolan Ryan saying all those really bad words to Robin Ventura when I was when he was when he was punching him.
Pudge, who did less in that fight, you or Ozzie Guillen? Who was, if you watch the replay, your boy Ozzie was just running around the outside. Everyone's fighting, and Ozzie's just running around. You can see 13 just bouncing. Meanwhile, you're in there with a broken cheekbone, and Ozzie's like, "Look at me, everybody! I'm fighting."
Yeah, I'm fighting. He was throwing punches and walking back, throwing punches and walking back.
What did the guys say in the clubhouse after that entire brawl, right? Like, game's done, you head back into the clubhouse. What did people say? Were they like, holy shit, Nolan, you kicked his ass, dude?
Basically, we all sit down and start basically talking about that. Nolan was already there in shorts and a t-shirt and sandals, right there, waiting for all of us. But I no, it wasn't that much conversation. Basically, we saw pretty much everything on the field. It was nothing to talk about. So uh, what we saw was that Nolan Ryan really destroyed Robin Ventura in the field. And so, but other than that, we just took it like a joke inside. We all start laughing and all that, and then everybody went home.
Hey, Pudge. So, have you heard Robin's side of the story? Have you ever heard Robin talk? Have you ever talked to Robin about this?
No,
Okay.
he actually talks about that. And basically, he didn't came on Nolan Ryan's documentary neither. So
No,
he
so
didn't. He say no. He say no. He say no.
when he managed me in 2012 in the White Sox, so we were like, "Hey, no, we want to hear the Nolan Ryan story because there's Paul Konerko was at that game watching, and it was sportsmanship night in Arlington. So sportsmanship night. So Paul's like, I got to hear the story because he was in the crowd, and what Robin says is he said they had a meeting before the game, and they said Nolan's going to hit somebody. Whoever he hits, you have to charge the mound. And Robin was like, gets hit, and if you watch you've seen the replay a million times, you can see him. You just see him go, oh no, like he didn't want to go. He didn't go out there, and he'll tell you, he's like, I did not go out there 100%. And he goes, that was the biggest mistake of my life. He's like, because that dude kicked my ass in front of everybody, and he's like, I didn't go out there mad. He went out there like, I have to go, and I'm gonna get my ass kicked. And
well, let me tell you, if you see. This is still the replay about the fight. So when he got hit, he started running towards Nolan, but halfway he just slowed down. He just slowed down. He was kind of like, do I should do this or not? So he did. So he did. He didn't have no choice than just keep going. So, but he did slow down in the middle, between the pitcher and home plate. Then that's what he just got in, and then the first mistake that Robin did was that he put his head down, and when he put his head down, Nolan just grabbed him like that and started like bunching all over. I mean, like a thousand times on their knee, and then we all went in. We all went on top of it, and then I was down there, very close to the action, and he was still hitting them right there on underneath. And I'm like, how can these guys keep hitting this guy with 20 people on top of him? But he find a way to just keep going, keep hitting them, and again, that was the story.
Never good to go into a fight where you're like, damn it, I gotta go after.
If you're not ready, don't do it.
No. Hey, well, I see you do CrossFit now, right? I see you posted on your Instagram.
I do. I still working out. I still keeping myself in good shape. Obviously, I'm doing it just to stay healthy. But yeah, I do CrossFit. I'm not doing the basically the heavy part of the CrossFit. I just do the weight that I can handle. But I do do the cardio part of the CrossFit, which is really hard.
Yeah, I love it. No, I bet there's probably someone in class who's like, oh, this guy might not be able to keep up. It's like, I caught like 150 games in the big sometimes.
Every year.
I think I'll be good.
I really don't have a chance to talk to anybody because when you do CrossFit, you do like 4, 5, 6 sections, and you gotta rotate. You gotta do that. You gotta do that 5, 6, 7 times. So now I'm in the. I start doing that 3 rounds, and now I'm doing 7, 8 rounds, no stop.
It's not really a social scene.
No,
CrossFit.
too damn tired.
Exactly.
I want AJ to come to Miami and train with me.
Oh God, no! I don't want to get.
Usually, AJ on interviews gets himself into a golf invite.
Listen.
Yeah, I want to. Yeah,
listen,
here's the deal.
Start with 3 reps. Start with 3 rounds.
Okay. Only if you take me to play golf, though. You have to take me to golf.
Yeah, every day. I play golf every day.
Where, Lagorce?
We're going to the golf course.
Lagorce?
Yeah, we go to Lagorce.
Okay.
Done.
We'll
all right.
talk about it.
Good business negotiation.
I'll text you.
Yeah.
Dude, he's one of my. We played golf a bunch together. He's awesome to play golf with.
But now I need to see
CrossFit
at 7 a.m. and then you can golf.
I won't be able to make it. But his caddy, he always has a caddy. His caddy's the best, laughing, goofing around.
He's got one guy?
He always has
a go-to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Santiago.
Yeah, he's the best.
All right, well, we'll let you get back on the links there, Pudge. Great to catch up with you. We appreciate the time. And a quick reminder to everyone, the MLB Players Alumni Association sets all this up behind the scenes. You can hit up baseballalumni.com for more info on your favorite former players. New episodes of Legends Territory is out there for you every single week on YouTube and wherever you get your pods. Pudge, thanks, man. It was great to talk.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it. AJ, love you, buddy. See you soon.
Thanks, buddy. Can't wait.